Prosper called for steps.
You almost feel like Coach Kipnis saw it coming. He's screaming, patience, patience, and that's exactly what he's saying. Don't get ahead of yourself. If you want to drive, that's fine, but get your feet set. Get the ball down on the floor before you take off. That's one of the most common travels called is off the catch, and you're trying to drive, and you take a couple steps before you put that ball down. I officiate ball games myself, and that's one of the ones that you catch all the time, especially with young kids. It's good defense.
Ray Robinson into the lane. Free throw line jumper, no good.
On the back. Yep. Credit Calais again. Great defensive position there for that rebound. Good box out.
Kobe Gibbs called for his second foul, team third.
Especially when you've got athletes like this on the floor, Leroy. That's something that goes unnoticed so many times. Like we said earlier, just those little things like the box outs and being in defensive position.
Yep.
You know, rebounding so much about being in the right position on the floor rather than just the box out. And so, again, credit him with that skill. It's a skill set.
8:41 left in the contest. Our score is Aspire 39, Oldsmar Christian 31. Oldsmar with the basketball. Tray ball on the way and good. Anthony Bitar. That's his second three-pointer of the morning. 39-34 Aspire Academy. Newton, step back, no good. And we got a foul on Aspire on the floor. I think it's Seda Calais.
No, it's going to stay here.
Javarius Patterson. That is his first foul, team fourth.
So it's almost like another offensive rebound for Aspire there to create that foul, because it creates another possession. Coach Kipnis wanting his guys to settle down here. Let's run some plays, get a better look. I don't know if that's the look you really want. Tony on the block. So. That's not. I don't think that's what the play is set up for. I'm not being, sarcastic or anything. I just really don't think that's where he wanted to catch the ball.
Right.
You know, I think he was more going to the corner and would have rather caught it out there and then maybe received a pick. Not really wanting it on the on the block there.
Call this out, Mike.
Stop, White. We need to stop, White. There's our help.
Good help right there. Tony gets the steal.
Ramon Woods lays it up and in.
And Woods again with that left hand. Off the wrong leg with the left hand. But what that off leg does, or the wrong leg does, is create separation there with the body. So that's a very, very intelligent play. Oh, wow.
7:18 left to go. Oldsmar down by 7, 41-34.
Ramon Woods has been big in this second half too.
Yes, he
I'm
has.
just sitting here thinking about him, and mainly his defense has been key. His on-ball pressure. He's put a lot of pressure on the guards of Oldsmar and kind of gotten them to hurry into something maybe that they're really not wanting to do. That on-ball pressure can create a lot of, like I said, just unnecessary decisions, and you know, you got to credit him with that. Something that goes unnoticed a lot. Uh-oh. Oh. It's a good foul.
Very good foul. Foul committed by Braylon McIntyre. His second, team fifth. Ramon Woods with the ball near the jump line, jump circle rather. Oh, he blasts right by Anthony Vitar.
He's been the difference here in the second half. That's his third finish at the rim, and he hasn't missed any of them. So he's really capitalizing on his opportunity. Run out.
Ramon Woods, no good.
Well, I think he did that on purpose, honestly. I really think he thought he would go up and dunk that off the backboard. Guys are tired right now, Leroy. I'm telling you.
Yep.
Both teams. I think you'll see a timeout from somebody just to catch your breath. There you go.
45-34, Aspire on top. All right, so they will take a 30-second timeout. 6:17 left in the contest. Our score is Aspire 45 and Oldsmar Christian 34. And Aspire actually starting to open up a little bit of distance between themselves and Oldsmar here, Colin, in the second half.
Well, to me, I think it comes down to they're playing more discipline and they're getting better looks. It's like I said, Ramon Woods, he's got 3 layups here at the rim.
Yep.
He's converted on all 3 of them. And, I always try to explain to people that those contested layups, and especially when you're going almost full speed, that's the toughest shots in basketball.
Yep.
And it's so underrated for guys. I always think of guys like Rondo and Tony Parker and guys like that make those shots consistently. And that's why, that's a lot of the reason why they're in the league.
TJ Tony for 3.
That's big time right there. Right off the out-of-bounds play. Good timeout, good draw up in the huddle for a wide-open 3. Or actually, it was a contested 3. That's just a nice shot.
And the lead swells to 14, 48-34.
You don't want to foul there. That's a good job.
And we've got a foul on the play. Jadrian Tracy, his first foul, team 6. And travel there by Aspire. Oldsmar will get the basketball back, down by 14, 48-34, 5:35 left in this contest. If Oldsmar wants to rally, they need to start quickly. Now would be nice, Cullen, if they're going to rally.
That's right. And here's the difference to me is we had an 11 rebound differential in the first half.
Right.
Now that's up to 17. And so they've continued, Aspire has continued to out-rebound, outwork Oldsmar, and that's how they've built this lead. They're up 14, 5.5 to go, and that's where you've seen the biggest difference to me, in my opinion.
And
let's go, White, get a stop.
it's interesting, the margin of error that a team like Aspire has, that a team like Oldsmar Christian has, is very, very slim.
True.
And unfortunately, Oldsmar has slipped to the wrong side of that.
Well, and you called it to begin the game. As soon as they walked out on the floor, you called it. Oldsmar doesn't have very much size. Even though they were similar, that's a hard word for me to say, but similarly sized, Aspire has really, really controlled the boards just with their a little bit more of a size advantage.
Francis Estrella called for his second foul. 7th team foul.
And that was probably so noticeable, Leroy, because we're used to seeing guys, 7-footers walk out on the floor,
Yes.
6'10", 6'11". It's very, very normal for us to see that in this circuit. And so what a job we have, man, to be able to sit here and watch this type of talent on the floor. It always reminds me of how blessed I am just to be here, just the privilege it is to call these games.
And I tell you what, watching the grind session will spoil you if you go back to your hometown, you go back to local ball, and
Well,
you watch that.
You know, and both styles have their advantages. You know, I mean,
True.
you come and watch a Region 1, that's what it is here, Region 1 basketball here in this area. There's a lot of parity. But it's wide open. Any team can win the region every single year. And
but I'm talking from a talent level, a size level,
Oh.
knowing you're looking at a lot of kids who are going to college.
Absolutely.
You know, it will really absolutely spoil you
No
on the grind
question.
session.
No question.
Is that a 2? Yes, that's
That
a
was
2
a 2.
for Braxton Bartlett. He's got 7 on the morning. 48-37. Oldsmar Christian making it interesting.
They've got plenty of time.
Yes.
They've got to get stops on this end.
Ray Robinson guarding Ramon Woods. Sekou Seda Calais, baby hook is good in the lane.
He's just too big. Right now, he's too big for Oldsmar. That's too easy of a look.
Jadrian Tracy into the lane. He kicks it to Braxton Bartlett. The tray ball is good. Braxton Bartlett. Bartlett is warming up. He's got 10 on the morning.
Well, you know as well as I do, once a shooter sees one go in, that next one looks a lot better.
Yep.
And a lot more confident.
And they call Ramon Woods for the traveling violation. Ball will go back to Oldsmar Christian. 3 minutes, 59 seconds left to go.
He did get fouled there, but he took 2 steps to get fouled, and so that's where the travel violation comes in.
So Oldsmar Christian with the basketball on their own baseline, down 10, 50-40. 3:56 left in the game. Three ball, no good. Braxton Bartlett, and foul on the play.
It's going to be 1-1, I believe.
And that foul was committed by Ray Robinson. That is his second, team 7th. Triton Figgy Newton to the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. 3:47 left in this contest.
Oh, man.
That's a killer.
Oh, man. Going back to, and I may have mentioned this before a couple weeks ago, but I'm telling you right now, somehow the free throw at the free throw line, the going for the rebound off the free throw has become one of the most intense plays in basketball, which drives me insane. But with kids and, you know, they got parents screaming at them to spin and from the stands, and that's not what happened here. But the anticipation of that shot has become such an intense play.
Yep.
For some reason, that drives me insane because I just, you know, it's a free throw. You know what I mean?
Ball out of bounds. Last touch by Oldsmar. 3:26 left in this contest. Aspire trying to hang on, leading by 10, 50-40. Sean Asias back into the contest for Oldsmar Christian. Almost stolen there by Oldsmar, but no, they could not get it.
Calais, got to go up.
Seda Calais, up and under.
Very nice. Once you get it down there, if you're Calais, you just got to go up with it.
He's got 8.
If it's one-on-one, I'll put it that way. If it's one-on-one, you got to go up.
Nice job, TJ. That's all right.
And that's going to be one-on-one on this end as well.
Yep.
Nice job, TJ.
And that's the last thing you want to do right now if you're Aspire. If you're up by 12 with this time left, with 3 minutes to go here, you do not want to stop the clock.
Jadrian Tracy makes the first. Makes both.
You get a timeout from Oldsmar, you're going to get a full timeout from Oldsmar.
Full timeout on the floor. 2 minutes, 56 seconds left to go in the game. Our score, Aspire Academy 52, Oldsmar Christian 42. We will be back in a moment. I'm Leroy Watson on play-by-play, joined by the best color man in Kentucky, Colin Kreider. This is a grind session event brought to you by Tanager Sports, the Jackson Purchase Jam. We'll be back in just a moment. .256 left. The lead is 10.
Value the basketball, Leroy.
That's the last thing Jeremy Kipnis just said. And he wants them spread out.
And I like that. I like that.
Jaden Oughton, stolen by Ray Robinson. Oh, he loses the ball out of bounds.
And that's exactly what he's talking about. Value the basketball. You don't want any of those dangerous passes or you know.
Because that was a very dangerous, unnecessary pass. There were simpler passes available. Mard Harvey, way away from the basket.
What do they say on, I can't remember who says it, but they say squeeze the orange.
Yep.
And by that they mean protect that basketball like it's your baby, you know.
Jaden Oughton. They tried to lob it into Mard Harvey. And, yep.
So that must have, I was blocked by Coach Kipnis there.
Yeah.
It must have been touched by Aspire. It must have been tipped out.
That is correct. It was tipped out. And what I don't think TJ Toney doesn't understand, wow, Ray Robinson. The bank is open on Saturday.
Yes, it is.
But TJ did not establish position in the front court. He was front court, went back court, front court again, then went back court and picked it up. So.
We almost had a developing story here. If that three goes down.
52-45, a minute 55 left. Sean Asias to Jadrian Tracy, no good. Offensive rebound almost there by Braxton Bartlett, but he ends up essentially tipping it to Seda Calais. Run out to Amard Harvey. Well, Amard Harvey hasn't scored a lot of points, but that was a crucial basket. He's got 9 on the evening.
It was crucial.
And he's got 12 rebounds, 10 offensive.
And that was a good foul. Again, I'm echoing the coaches here. It was a good foul because that was an easy dunk. And in this particular instance, you don't want to just give up a dunk. You've got to make him earn it.
Jalal Williams.
How about that sequence that we just witnessed there? It was about, honestly, in about 30 seconds, there was probably about 4 turnovers from each team. And that's why Coach Kipnis is screaming, protect the basketball, value the ball.
Isn't it amazing how often a coach will say something and his team does the exact opposite?
Oh, yeah.
I will never forget, I tell this story from time to time. I was just doing some, quote-unquote celebrity coaching. And it was a 7th grade team, 8th grade team, something like that. And we had a big and a couple of really nice guards. So we were running some pick and roll, and we were out. We led by 6, 7 points. And so the other team called timeout. So the last thing out of timeout, look, we don't need any more threes. Let's keep running the pick and roll. Now, if you get a layup, take that. If you get a mid-range, but we don't need any threes.
Then they went Steph Curry on
later, you? Yes. It wasn't just a 3. It was an NBA range 3, and it was an air ball. And it really deflated the guys. And the other team comes back and wins it. And I'm just scratching my head. Didn't we just say no threes?
Yep.
Figgy Newton goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. He made the first end of the 1-and-1, missed the second.
Oh, nice.
Stolen by Figgy.
Well, but credit, it was Harvey gets the steal there, okay? And you had your head down, so that's why I know it. Harvey go, and as he's getting the steal, it's just like an interception basically in the NFL. in order to get his 2 feet down in bounds. Instead, for basketball, he just throws the pass behind his shoulder over his, a no-look right to his teammate. And so what a great steal and great play there by Harvey to get it to. It was Newton who did receive the steal, or received the pass from the steal.
And Newton makes both this time.
And that's going to do it there.
Yeah, I think so.
They survived the run. They survived the little scare there from Oldsmar.
And Ray Robinson tried to kick it out to Anthony Bitar. Bitar couldn't get that pass. It was low. It was kind of a little in-between bounce, and Bitar just couldn't judge it right. And so basketball will go back to Aspire Academy. Oldsmar just doesn't have the firepower to come up with 13 points in a row in a minute 7. So Aspire just has to hang on to this basketball for the last minute or so, and they will close this thing out. And Sias, Ramon Woods is at the free throw line. He makes the first. And Ramon Woods makes both free throws. The lead is now 14, 59-45 with 56 seconds to go in the contest. And Jadrian Tracy loses the ball at half court. TJ Toney was going to try to burn some clock, and he is fouled by Anthony Bitar. That's Bitar's third. And that's the 10th team foul on Oldsmar. And so now double bonus for Aspire. 50.2 seconds left in the contest. TJ Toney misses the first.
If you're Coach Kipnis, you've got to be very happy with your
Yes.
team's effort this morning. Again, it was 10:30 tip-off, so anytime you can get your guys just to come out and play hard off of that, I think you got to be
Ramon
happy.
Woods just swiped the rebound away from Jadrian Tracy, and then Sean Isaiah swipes it back.
It's going to get him a travel there.
Bitar shuffled his feet.
Well, it's kind of a pass to himself. That's why they called that.
And so with 39.3 left, basketball will go back to Aspire Academy. Ramon Woods just trying to run some clock. Gets it over to Titan Figgy Newton, back to Ramon. And I don't think Oldsmar is going to try to foul at this point.
Well, they fouled about 4 times so far, but they're just not calling it. I know that
There
move
we go.
I know that move by the referees, too, trying to get out of here,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Braxton Bartlett,
Which you
that's
can't
his
blame him.
second foul. 18.4 seconds left, so shot clock will be off for the remainder of the contest. Ramon Woods to the line. He'll shoot a pair of free throws.
Officials get paid by the game, not the hour.
There we go. You're absolutely right. And, of course, they know this is an event with a lot of games. We're trying to get a game every hour and a half. You know, the officials are a lot more cognizant of these kind of things, and I think fans and viewers really, truly realize
Hey,
sometimes.
with all these TV contracts we got, Leroy, we got to get it in, you know.
You're right. That's a great point. Tray ball, Braxton Bartlett is good.
Yeah, just let it go now.
And all they got to do is get it. Really, they don't even have to get into the front court.
They don't.
And that'll do it. There was a valiant effort by Oldsmar Christian, but they're going to fall short. And our final is Aspire Academy 61, Oldsmar Christian 48. And player of the game, Ahmad Harvey. And he finished up with 9 points, but that wasn't the story. He also ended up with 12 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. So Ahmad Harvey with the fine showing, and he will be our player of the game. And And we will get him over here, and we will do an interview with him in just a moment. Prepped. But Amar Harvey battling hard. He had to change his shorts at halftime. He had so much blood. He had blood on the front, blood on the side, blood on the back. So he battled all the way. All right, so Cullen Kreider will speak with our player of the game, Amar Harvey.
Amar, welcome in, man. Great game.
Thank you.
As we've said, 9, 12, 2-1. Great stat line for you this morning. Explain what it is, 10:30 tip-off. Explain what that's like to get up and get ready for that, and what type of preparation.
Well, we've been preparing from day one, you
Right.
know. Like our coach prep us. We wake up almost every day 5:30 in the morning. Like we put in the most work for this. So like we already, you know, set for like the stage, you know.
Exactly. And that's, I talked with Coach Kipnis pregame, and he told me about your setup there in Louisville, Kentucky. Tell me what it's like. He told me about, living on campus. You walk out on campus, and you got practice right there. You walk back after practice, you've got a home-cooked meal there waiting for you. Explain what that's like to have that type of facility and that type of preparation.
I'm really grateful.
Of course.
You know, like the coaches are great, the food are great. We got great people around us. Like everyone, they really loves us.
Right.
You know, they show us really a lot of
like
love.
Family, right?
Yes, it's like family.
Well, that's great, man. And again, great game for you this morning. Keep it up. Keep up the hard work, and good luck to you guys the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, we've got more action coming here, guys. We got about 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes to tip off, and we'll be back with Game 2. It's a grind session event on YouTube.